Hello YouTube, Lyricise17 here, but you can just call me Travis, and welcome back for another collection update. It's been, I don't know, like maybe 3 weeks since I've done a collection update, and even longer since I've shown CDs, which is mostly what I buy. So I got like a giant stack, so let's just go through them, and let's just take a long time, alright? Let's not waste any time talking about that. Let's just do it. In the background, we're listening to the new one from Midnight Priest, Aggressive, Hauntings. Awesome traditional heavy metal band out of Spain. Alright. Spain? Portugal? Spain? Portugal? I think actually they're Portuguese. Alright, first up, there's no order for any of this stuff. First up, is a split. I've been getting into Panopticon a lot lately. Kind of was slow to jump on the bandwagon there. This is a split they had with I'm gonna guess this is Waldgeflüster, something like that. German band. They both sort of play that same sort of atmospheric black metal, post black metal-y kind of thing going on. 2 tracks apiece, one new track from each artist, and then one song from each, covering each other's songs, which I thought was kind of a cool thing. I don't know if I've ever seen that on a split before, but I thought that was pretty neat. Definitely, but I never listened to anything by Waldgeflüster before, but they were pretty cool. I definitely enjoyed the Panopticon stuff a lot, though. Yeah. Anyway, pretty cool stuff. Like I said, just 2 tracks a piece, so not a whole lot to gab about here. Also, I also enjoy like the packaging. I don't know. It's sort of just sort of I don't know, the not cardboardy. I don't know. Anyway, I like the packaging in this. I'm not gonna try to explain what I mean. I like the cover art there as well. Anyway, split Panopticon, Waldgeflüster. Yeah, good stuff. Alright, next one up, this is, what is it? It's, Bad Trip Exorcism by Crypt, which, as you might assume from the way the band's name is written there, and the album title, Bad Trip Exorcism, this is a doomy stoner kind of style band. They definitely sound a lot like, Electric Wizard. So if you're into that, you'll definitely dig this. It's all instrumental, no vocals, obviously. That's what instrumental means. Although I do have to say that the first song here, Holy Gila Monster, it was well into the song before I even was like, oh, is there vocals on this song? And then obviously I had to wait to find out that there wasn't any. Anyway, one thing I thought was cool, I discovered this band on Bandcamp. One thing I thought was cool, that all the proceeds of the album went to, I couldn't tell you the name of it, but some wildlife preservation fund in Germany. So that's pretty cool anyway. So I was happy to partake. Anyway, cool stuff. I'll leave a link. You can get it to check it out if you want to. Like I said, it's very kind of stonery doom stuff. 2019 release. Bad Trip Exorcism by Crypt, which. Alright, next one up, and I really like this one a lot. This is a 2019 release as well. This is At the Walls by Enforced. This is a thrash band out of the US. I think they're from Virginia, if I remember correctly. Anyway, this is just a pummeling thrash release. Definitely a lot of hardcore influences as well going on here. But just this one just is just really, really, really good. Released through War Records, who was nice enough to throw in also this release, which is a compilation by the band Shadow of Doubt. This release is called No Mercy. Anyway, this is more full-on hardcore, but I actually enjoy this quite a bit, so I thought that was pretty cool for them to throw in something and for me to actually kind of enjoy it. So yeah, definitely check out War Records. But yeah, this Enforced, this is going to be high up there on the list by the end of the year. At the Walls Enforced, this is killer thrash. Definitely if you like your thrash to have a little bit of that hardcore element to it, give that one a go because you're not going to be disappointed. Alright, next couple up from the same artist. This is finally got some CDs by this band. This is The Shape and Loved to Death by Dance with the Dead. If you're not familiar with this band, they are a like a synthwave artist. They're out of the US, I think California maybe. As you know, I've been really into synthwave, so definitely this is probably one of the, outside of maybe like Perturbator, this is one of the more preeminent artists of the genre, and they actually might be even more well known at this point than Perturbator. That's hard to really gauge, but anyway, I think they're pretty great. And actually, this is this one from last year, 2018, Love to Death. I really like this album. If this CD had been released last year, I probably would have put it on my top 30. And so that's a rule that I'm gonna probably revisit just because of that. Anyway, enjoyed the red foiling on the texts on the front. That was pretty cool. This album's great. Guitar solos all over it. Good, awesome, catchy synthwave, dark synth elements going on here a lot. This is just a really cool release. Definitely, if you're a metal fan and you haven't really ever checked out synthwave before, definitely give. I'll leave links as I always do. Definitely give this one a chance. Love to Death. I really feel like if synthwave is possible for you as a metal fan, this is a good entry point. So anyway, yeah, that's The Shape and Loved to Death by Dance with the Dead. Alright, this next one up is pretty cool. It's more of a, it's a release I already had on cassette, but I've been long waiting for a CD copy to come available. Finally one popped up in Discogs, totally reasonable price, so I jumped at it. And that's the CD version of Dana Jean Phoenix, 2017, her album Synth City. I really like this one, and so yeah, I was glad to pick it up. It was kind of funny since I bought it on Discogs, and this is something that I've seen before because I've purchased several releases by Dana Jean Phoenix in the past. But she usually has sort of like a personalized stationery that she included. So anyway, he included that with his as well because why not? So it says like "Hey Jason," so I thought that was pretty funny. And then on the inside too, where she signed it, it says "Thanks, Jason." But whatever, I'm not too worried about it. I just wanted the CD, which is pretty cool. And there it is. Synthwave, synth-pop. She's from Canada. And yeah, oh, it's just a single panel there. So it feels like it's more, but it's just a single. Anyway, I'm not gonna gab too much about that one. But anyway, anyway, cool stuff. Synth City by Dana Jean Phoenix. Let's listen to this solo. I don't know if that was going to end, didn't you? Next one up is a death metal release out of Germany, and actually it's quite a few German artists already. This is Carnal Tomb with Abhorrent Veneration. This is, like I said, a death metal band out of Germany. This is a 2019 release. Oh, I just realized it's out of 500. This is number 296. Anyway, nothing too like super amazing on this one. Just a good, nice, solid, old school death metal kind of thing going on here. So if you're into that, definitely give this one a go, because it's actually, even though it's nothing like super special, it's very, very solid in doing what it's attempting to do, which is that old school death metal sound. So yeah, that's a Carnal Tomb with Abhorrent Veneration. Alright, next one up, two from the same artist. This is a artist I'm really happy to have discovered, which really just means I watched a album release on New Wave Attrition. I haven't been on full albums, which if you like heavy metal, if you're not following that channel, you're messing up, because that channel rules. The artist in question is just south of me in Portland, Oregon. This is Soul Grinder. This is their new release from this year, The Prophecy of Blight. Definitely probably Warhammer fans, I'm going to assume, based on the cover art. This is their EP from, I think, 2017. This is Terraflesh. Anyway, this band is a kind of a thrash band, I guess I would say is their kind of base genre. I definitely think they have a kind of like a bit of heavy metal definitely in their sound, and also I think there's a little bit of kind of a death metal element to their sound as well. 3-piece, really cool stuff. Sinister vocals. The vocals are really cool. They definitely have a good sound to them. They also sort of have like a harsh vocal singiness to them at the same time, which I think is actually really effectively done. There's our band there. I'm not doing very well without the glare, so you're just gonna have to just deal with it. Here's better. Maybe I can get this picture without glare. No, just as bad. Maybe. Anyway, good stuff. Definitely check out the link. Prophecy of Blight, that one's the one from this year. Definitely will be on my list somewhere, because that one is just super riffy and catchy. And yeah, like I said, the vocals are fantastic. So yeah, Soul Grinder, check them out. Prophecy of Blight. I really like this album art. Let me see if I can take it out of the jewel case so there's no reflection. All right. All right, next one up is an interesting one. I'll get to that. This is a death metal, kind of grindcore elements a little bit too, artist. They're called Ripped to Shreds. This album is called Asian Characters. I think it's, I'm assuming, Taiwanese. And then Demon Scriptures. Anyway, I'll get into, so I'll explain that now. It was kind of, I don't really understand this, how this makes sense, but maybe you can understand this and you can explain it to me. The release seems to have been recorded singly by a dude named Andrew Lee. The band is listed as being from California, but then it also says live band based out of Taipei, Taiwan. So I'm not really sure, because again, still, it just feels like it's one dude in the band, and he's from California, but the live band is based out of Taipei, Taiwan. Maybe I'm just maybe I am. Just explain it to me, because I really want to understand. Anyway, this is a 4-track EP, and like I said, it's death metal. Definitely has some grindcore elements to it too, which I really like. Really cool stuff. I like it a lot. Wish there was more tracks actually, because it's over in a flash. Even though it's like, I don't know, it's like something like 20 some minutes. But anyway, really good stuff. Just lyrics on the inside of the liner notes here. Kind of cool art on this one too. Anyway, really cool stuff. Ripped to Shreds. Again, Asian character, which I can't say. And then Demon Scriptures is the title. Alright, next one up. First release from one of my new favorite synthwave labels. This is an artist called DeathWish with their release Supervillains 2. What is it? The Road Warrior. Look at this awesome album art. Label is Retrowave Touch Records out of Russia. Just getting started. Here's our disc, which looks just awesome like the album art. Anyway, nothing super special in this one. This one's practically almost like an EP, I think, in terms of its length. But really, it's really good, solid stuff. And I particularly like the last track. What is it? Savage the District? Is that what it's called? Is that actually what it's called? Savage the District? Anyway, I like that track best. Cool stuff. DeathWish, Supervillain 2, The Road Warrior. Another next one up. This is a atmospheric black metal band out of Russia. I'm not sure how you pronounce this band because it's in Russian Cyrillic characters, but it's that. And then here's the logo. Again, I also don't know how to pronounce the title of the album, but I think it's translated to like Songs of Death or something like that. But here's what it looks like. Anyway, like I said, it's atmospheric black metal out of Russia. Really cool stuff. Definitely has some folky elements to it too, because there's a fair amount of actually like accordion being played in this release, which is pretty cool actually, as you can see, because the skeleton here on the cover is also playing an accordion. Maybe that guy's death. Who knows? Definitely, if you're into atmospheric black metal, definitely listen to this album because you will dig this one a lot. I've listened to this one quite a bit. And anyway, not too much to really say about this one other than the fact that it's just really solid, good atmospheric black metal with some really cool folk elements that I don't want to make it seem like it's like a Corporate Glani do kind of song and the folky accordion thing going on, but I really think the accordion does a good job of accentuating the atmospheric black metal stuff. So don't be too worried about the folky elements being too upbeat or whatever. Anyway, again, don't ever pronounce this band or the album title, but really good atmospheric black metal out of Russia. Definitely check it out. Next three came from an order I did with Hoove Child Records. Pretty much my favorite heavy metal label going at the moment. Distro, good stuff. Picked up. This is the first thing that I spied, and I was like, ooh, and I've been kind of waiting for this one to come stateside. This is a release from this year called Blind Justice by Frenzy. They're a Spanish heavy metal band. Definitely has with Blind Justice and the album art here. Definitely is a sort of a reference, or not sort of, it is a direct reference to our guy Daredevil, and with the label they have up here, where it just says, what are the small words? Oh my god, are those actual words? Okay, maybe a human being other than me could read that shit, but says something that says metal, but obviously it makes it look like marble. And actually the liner notes are pretty cool because it has sort of like a comic book feel all throughout. So that's definitely a cool thing to see. In terms of what this band sounds like, if I didn't say, they're a heavy metal band playing traditional heavy metal. Really solid stuff, good vocals. The riffing's pretty okay, and as well as the soloing is pretty solid as well. So yeah, definitely give these guys a go if you're into the new wave of traditional heavy metal scene. They have a pretty good solid release here in Blind Injustice, and that's the band Frenzy. And then these next two up, I didn't actually know that they had reissues, and this is really a band that I really wasn't aware of until their 2017 release, The Room of Shadows. Anyway, that band's Pagan Altar, and anyway, like I said, these are reissues of some of their older albums, so I was like, let me get those, because I hadn't even heard anything other than The Room of Shadows. So anyway, those two releases are Judgement of the Dead, and then this one is Lords of Hypocrisy. I'm pretty sure this is the older one. I think they're both somewhere like 2004 to 2006, 7, somewhere in that range, I think, is when these were released. Both of these reissues done by Temple of Mystery Records. Pretty cool stuff. The only complaint I might make is that I generally don't like it when reissues don't have the original album art and stuff like that. Not that I necessarily dislike the album art used, although the one on this one, Judgment of the Dead, is kind of just like meh, whatever. But I just sort of like I don't know, keeping the uniform of keeping the album, all the album covers the same. Otherwise, really cool stuff. Really well done reissue here. The packaging's nice. The liner notes has lots of cool lyrics, and the layout's really cool, and it's really nice. There's some information as well. Oh my goodness, it's really hard to get between each page. Maybe you don't even care. I may not even be showing it that well. Alright, we might not do the full booklet on this next one. This album art is better than the last one, but again, I feel like I would still rather have the original. Again, kind of the same thing, just a really nice layout, really aesthetically pleasing overall. But again, just mostly lyrics, some notes, and a little bit of information, that kind of thing. So I'm not gonna bore you other than looking at me just looking at it. So anyway, two awesome releases from Pagan Altar, and I probably didn't even say they're a more traditional doom heavy metal act out of England. They're now split up, having had their singer pass away. So rest in peace to him. So yeah, Pagan Altar, Lords of Hypocrisy, and Judgment of the Dead. Alright, next couple up, again, some more from the same artist. This is two releases by the band Gygax. This is their one from this year. It's been getting a lot of praise, and I sort of put it off because really was I kind of really wasn't into the album art. It's sort of power metal is a very fine line with me. Some of it I absolutely love, and some of it just doesn't work for me. And this one kind of sort of scared me a little bit. But finally got around to listening to it, and that was a good decision because I really ended up liking this a lot. Really cool stuff. It definitely has kind of more of a heavy metal mixed with like a classic rock sound, which I thought was actually really, really cool. A few times even I got kind of like Thin Lizzy vibes, which was like super, super awesome. This is a band out of California, if I didn't say that. Definitely also have sort of a Dungeons and Dragons kind of themes going on here, as you can see from our dodecahedron 12-sided die there, and the album art, which you probably maybe didn't realize down here at the bottom, depicts our band members as, you know, warriors and wizards and that kind of thing. Anyway, cool stuff. High Fantasy is the name of this one from this year, 2019 release by Gygax. Really, really cool stuff. I really enjoyed this release a lot, and it was even cooler than I ever could have expected it to be. This is actually the release from last year called Second Edition, which in itself is a Dungeons and Dragons reference. And then again, we have our band being depicted on the front as wizards and warriors, that kind of thing. This release actually ended up even liking more than the one from this year, because the classic rock angle, or whatever you want to say, and the Thin Lizzy vibes are ramped up even more so on this release. So I appreciated that a super, super lot. Here's the liner notes. Even has our band and the Dungeons and Dragons Swarm, or whatever you want to say. Anyway, cool stuff. I really think this is a cool, unique artist in the fact, like I said, they have sort of the classic rock sort of hybrid thing going on with their heavy metal sound. So if that sounds cool to you at all, or if you're a Thin Lizzy fan, definitely give Gygax a go.
Ready for the strike. Sleep bleeding, sleep waving back into the listless sky.
A couple more to go. Well, outside of, don't even just ignore what's all that stuff up there. A couple more to go, though. Some of this shows how long they've been sitting around, because I can't believe I haven't shown this stuff yet. This is actually super, super sweet. One day I was just kind of like, I was looking, man, you know, I want to go on Discogs. I just want to find something that's on my wish list, something that's kind of cool and unique, and maybe see if I can get that. Came across this. Didn't actually really look at the two different versions that this release had, and one of them was really cool and didn't really realize what I had actually had on my wish list. I just, you know, knew the music that I wanted, and anyway, the price was actually pretty reasonable for what I thought I was getting, and so I jumped at it, and I'm going to show it to you now. This is an untitled demo, although this is a reissue of it, from Wolves in the Throne Room. I don't know if you can tell, but this actually is a like a sewn fabric CD wallet here going on. As you can see the threading. Anyway, stamped on the front here with the album art and the old Wolves on the Throne Room logo. Looks awesome. And then on the back we have another image with the 3 tracks that are on here on the Untitled demo. Anyway, I thought that was just really cool that it came in like this, you know, sewn together CD sleeve. I've never actually seen anything like that before, so I thought that was really super awesome. And then then inside we get kind of like a 7-inch kind of thing going on. We got the album art, I think actually. The CD's on the inside. It's just like this. No, actually, it is 2 different images. So there's that side, and then that side. Anyway, this is super rad. I'm really glad to have to pick this up, because I kind of feel like it's a very unique kind of packaging. Like I said, I've never seen anything like this before. So anyway, cool. Glad to pick this up. Untitled demo from Wolves in the Throne Room. All right, one more artist. 4 releases from this artist though, and this is probably the coolest of all the stuff, at least in terms of the packaging wise. Man, this was probably 2 months ago now, but for one of my music leagues was like was the seasons, and then elements like earth, fire, wind, or earth, fire, air, water, that thing. And so for winter, one of the artists that I really wanted, the first one that popped in my head for winter, that I really wanted to pick a song for was the band Paysage de Verre. In particular, I really wanted to go with the lead track of their album Das Tor, which is called, I think, Offenbarung or something like that. Anyway, the song's like 23 minutes long, so I'm like, I probably shouldn't pick the song. Anyway, so I ended up listening to a bunch of Paysage de Verre just because they were sort of on my mind, and I realized, you know what, I need to pick up more of their stuff, because they really only have 4 of their releases, and really that's the only thing I've listened to. So plopped down some change, and I picked up 4 more. So I doubled my my Paysage de Verre collection, and they all come in these awesome A5 digipacks, and these envelopes. They're not they're reissued. They're originally on like cassette, some were on like cassettes and some were on vinyl. But I think the CDs are all shortly after reissues and stuff like that. Anyway, if you've never seen these before, they're pretty cool. I was actually my first time actually getting to open the envelopes myself. All the other ones that I had previously, Das Tor was the first one I bought. That one was still in the black envelope, but it had been opened already. Whereas the other ones I have, I actually bought them. The envelope isn't like this, where it's like this. They're actually letter opened at the top. So anyway, this was my first time. They were actually all even sealed in the plastic. So it was my first time actually getting to slowly peel each envelope open. Not sure if you can see it or not. Oh yeah, there we go. Paysage on the front, and then I think maybe the album title too. It's kind of hard for me to even see. Yeah, because this Schattengang is the first one we're looking at, and that's what it says there. Paysage de Verre and then Schattengang. So anyway, like I said, all come in this envelope, and then here's the first one. This excellent album art here going on. Definitely would have fit the winter feel in itself. They all kind of look this. They all have this sort of like wood look to them. Anyway, this is a band. I think they're actually a Swiss band. Probably one of my favorite atmospheric black metal bands. I think the ability that this band has to do a slow build to just like encompassing wall sound around you is just like really fantastic. Really long song, only 3 tracks on this one. Like I said, the one I wanted to submit originally was 23 minutes, so that's the kind of thing you're getting into with this artist. So yeah, that first one, Schattengang. And then next one up, let's see, what's this one? This is this Kerker? I don't know, this one's hard to see. I think it actually might be, oh look, this one might be Nacht. Let's find out. Nope, this is I think this one's Kerker. Right? I'm pretty sure this one's, yeah, Kerker. So here's another fantastic album art cover, like the gate. You can see the gate detail at the top. I really like. Again, the inside has that same sort of wood look, which I really like. It's kind of cool to have a cool, consistent package aesthetic over 8 different releases now that I have by this artist. Oh, we actually listened to the full album. That's right, we only got a couple more to go. Yeah, this one's hard to see too. Anyway, yeah, this one's Nacht. This is actually a really cool album cover. I didn't actually at first realize what I was looking at, but once I saw it, it's actually really awesome. So here's the cover. And I'll see if I can actually make it so you can see. What actually is happening is this is a torch, and then this right here, this white section is the part of a dude's face being lit up by the torch, and then down around this area you can see like a bit of snow and some footprints. I'll see if I can get that so you can see that better. I'm not sure how well that's showing up, but when I play the clip, it'll be much more visible when I show the album art. Anyway, again, cool stuff, atmospheric black metal. This one actually, I think, because it's actually considered a demo, sort of has a different look on the inside of it, but still kind of an overall. Here's another picture of that same photo session. Still has the same sort of overall packaging aesthetic, which I appreciate. This one's Nacht. Be very careful because these envelope seals are very sticky. I don't know how long all this is adding up to. This is our last one here. That actually shows it better than some of the other ones do. And what's this one called? Yeah, Einsamkeit is the name of this one. Got some snowfall going on here on this cover. It's actually kind of funny. In hindsight, I looked up. I was actually asking my wife when all these arrived. She actually asked me. She's like, "Oh, what do you know what Paysage d'hiver means?" And I'm pretty sure what it translates to is winter landscape. So it would have been probably perfect for the winter playlist. But that's okay. I ended up going with Sorcier de Glacis' North, which actually that's a really great track too, and it actually ended up doing really well. So I'm happy with my decision because I don't think the 23-minute Offenbaron would have done as well, even though it's awesome. Anyway, super glad to have a bunch more Paysage d'hiver in my collection because I really feel like I don't know. I kind of feel like I hear some people talking about this artist, but I don't feel like I hear like a lot of people talking about this artist, and I really feel like they're definitely one of the best, at least in my opinion, for me, one of the best atmospheric black metal bands doing it right now, and definitely are worth your time. Anyway, that's all I got to show you for this week. I got some more stuff to show you, but I'm not going to show it to you today. So I'm going to end this here. Still got my contest going on, which you have until the end of the month. In the video, I did say August 30th, but I also said to the end of the month, and the end of the month is actually what I meant. There's just actually 31 days in August, and so I made that mental error. So yes, you have until the 31st or the last day of August to get into the contest. As of right now, we have 3 people in. So if your name is not Life Eternal, Guz69, or Dan Powers, I have not seen your video. So please let me know if you have a video and I have not commented on it. I should have commented on your video and said entered. So, like I said, if you're not Life Eternal, Guz69, or Dan Powers, I have not seen your video. And as of right now, you're not entered in the contest. But you still have time till the 31st. If you don't know about my contest, I will leave a link to it, and you can find out how to win a pile of tapes. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're familiar with any of the releases that I showed here today, please let me know what you think of them. And otherwise, have a fantastic day.